Hi, Tulsa County. Ethan Hutchins here with the Board of County Commissioners. For this month's edition of Commissioner's Corner, I'm here with District 3 Commissioner Kelly Dunkerley in your maintenance barn. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for being here. It's a great place, great day, and glad you came down to District 3.
Talk to me about what got you into public service and what your passions are.
Well, I've always been interested in public service, and my family has a history in that. My father was a professor, my mother was a piano teacher, and we're always involved in the community. So growing up, that was always a big thing for me, is to find ways to be involved, to engage, and also try to find a way to make things better. So public service came to me in a variety of different ways, and I've had the good fortune of serving several different capacities. When we moved to Jenks, my wife and my daughter, we really wanted to get involved in that community and make a difference there, and I joined the chamber. Next thing I know, I was on the planning commission, and that led to city council and mayor. But through all those things, it's all about trying to connect with the community, find ways to leverage resources and people and relationships and try to make it better than it was before, because we all want a thriving, growing economy, a place that's great for our children.
Mm-hmm. And so we're here at your barn. Can you talk about what's been done in this facility? You know, we've got the parts room and some of the equipment that you've been able to help with your crews to help save money.
Well, of course, we're very committed to saving money and stretching every dollar, because it's all precious, because we want to put all those dollars on the roadway as much as possible. But we're really proud of our barn. It's been here about 7 or 8 years. Before, the barn was located much further north, and most of the roads that we service in District 3 are in the Bixby area, Glenpool area. There's various exceptions, some south Broken Arrow, but this facility is where we operate. It's where Brian Malone, the superintendent, runs the shop from here. But talking about the equipment that we have to work on, the equipment that we have our own mechanics, our own parts. To a large degree, we're self-sufficient in those areas, and saving money is something we always are focusing our training on and our people on, and the ideas. And we have a new inventory system, a way to order parts, and a way to track them, and a way to dispose of things that are no longer useful, to make that efficient, stretch every dollar that we can get.
Can you talk to me about the great work that Brian Malone's crew does to maintain the roads in District 3? I know infrastructure is so important to you, and making sure that you're providing the safest roads for the citizens in District 3 to drive on. Kind of talk about your commitment and working with Brian Malone and his crews to make that happen.
Well, you say it very well, safety, road safety in this case, but safety is, if we don't have a safe community, you know, we really don't have a community, because that's the core that everything starts with. A safe community is one that's thriving and that can move forward with confidence, and roadway and infrastructure safety is key on that. So our responsibility with the county, with unincorporated parts of the county and the roadway system there. Brian Malone is our superintendent, has been with the county for 40 years, so that experience is invaluable. And the team that he leads, he recruits, he trains, they do phenomenal work in all weather conditions. You know, that's ice and snow, it's tree work, it's all kinds of things to make sure they're safe. So that's our number one criteria here. That's what their equipment and the people are really focused on. But they do other things as well. Every now and then we do a project in the parks, and maybe we'll cover that. But you know, making sure that we have a team that's well equipped and well trained and well motivated and is available at all times. When the call is there to make the roads safer, they're there.
Can you also talk about making sure that you're working with the cities in your district to get these roads done? Broken Arrow is a good example. There is a project right now that you are working with the city of Broken Arrow on 129th East Avenue.
That's right.
Talk about why that's so important for us to seek those opportunities out.
Well, partnership is the key word there. And I learned that as a small town mayor, Jenks. You know, we only had so much equipment, we only had so much personnel that we could do work with, and when we partnered with the county, in most cases, we found that we could stretch those dollars and stretch those abilities. And so, you know, I learned that you know, it's really no more. It's basic that if we all band together in the right way, we get a lot more. So counties have different personnel, they have different equipment, and they have different budgets. So when we work together and we identify roadways that benefit both of the citizens of the county and the unincorporated areas as well as different suburbs, we combine our sources, we work on roads that we both benefit by. And so you mentioned Broken Arrow, we're doing an important road there, 129th, between 131st and 141st, but there's been other partnerships that we did with Jinx and with Glenpool and with all two of them at the same time. So again, that's stretching dollars, it's stretching capabilities, it's stretching our equipment and making a partnership work where we do more work. So those municipalities all got more work that served their citizens, and the county did too, so it's a win-win. But to get to that, I've learned you have to be in communication, you have to have times where you can meet and share ideas and meet through those things, and that's the magic in the sauce, is that communication collaboration.
You know, you have a fun job because you're not just improving the roads in your district, but you're also improving the quality of life for those who are going to parks. Yep. Interesting fact that I learned when I was hired by the county is that we're the only county park system in the state. So that affords you a really unique opportunity to get to, as I mentioned, improve the quality of life. One of those being recently at LaFortune Park. Yes. Your district has been involved with trying to help a drainage situation out. Can you talk about that?
Well, LaFortune Park, it's the oldest park, about 5 decades old, started by the LaFortune family, donating that to the county. And, you know, it does have some terrain issues, which makes it beautiful, but also there's drainage quite a bit from the east to the west and eventually flows underneath Yale Avenue. And so we have to manage some of that water through a series of lakes, but getting to the point, we had a worn out pipe that was rusted. It was undersized to begin with. We found out later after we dug it all up. But the drainage wasn't correct and the terrain wasn't right. So we used our equipment, some of it's here, you know, our dozers and some of our track hose to do that work.
You know, speaking of infrastructure updates at LaFortune, we recently met with Josh Stewart at the golf course about the drainage system. Let's take a look at that conversation that you guys had and hear from the both of you guys.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Kelly. Welcome at the park.
Can't wait to see what's going on.
Absolutely. Let's go take a look.
All right.
We've had some issues over the past, actually many years of stormwater being an issue on the golf course, where it floods this general area right here on 18 of the championship course all the way over to the par 3, all the way almost over to Yale Avenue. And so we're doing a project here to try to get some new pipe in, get the flow of water better, and actually to eliminate the flooding issues, because when it does flood, we actually have to shut this particular area of the golf course down, which affects play. The patrons obviously can't come out and play the entire course, and we're limited to what we can offer them. And so I'm really hoping this project fixes that issue. We want to provide the best experience possible for the people of Tulsa County and the surrounding areas. And it starts with just how you greet people, what the visuals they see when they pull in the parking lot, the golf course, the beautification that we're doing around here. I instill in my team that we have a servant mentality, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to serve the people of Tulsa County, and we're going to do everything and go above and beyond as much as we can to make sure they have the best experience possible when it comes to golf, when it comes to parks, and just and customer service.
We have a commitment here from our professional Josh Stewart. His team works tirelessly for our citizens and for the golfing community to make golfing the best possible, and we couldn't be happier with having him here, and our commitment to you to making golf the best possible at LaFortune Park is steadfast.
Commissioner, can you tell us about the expansion at the Case Tennis Center and really your passion to make sure that you're improving the quality of life for those who are going there to enjoy that space?
Well, Melissa McCorkle is our Director of Tennis Operations at LaFortune Park Tennis, and that's been, you know, like you mentioned, an incredible program, blossomed through the years, and it's really been there for about 20 years. And so that vision happened again under the Commissioner Fred Perry, and then Ron Peters, and then myself. We've all shared that passion of expanding that operation, of investing in that, and partnering with private entities to build those facilities. And that's really a key part of it. Mike Case was the principal donator to those projects, but many other people came along and donated and really made that a special facility for tennis people.
And we recently spoke to Melissa about the great success that they've had out there due to your investment in that facility. So let's take a look at that conversation with Melissa and exactly what's going on out there.
Have the honor to be with Melissa McCorkle. She's our tennis pro at LaFortune Park, and we're here today in the Case Center. This is the north building of the Case Tennis Center, and it's a new facility that we're really proud of. And Melissa, why don't we just kick it off to you and just tell us a little bit about how long it took to realize this dream, this expansion of the new north building of the Case Tennis Center.
Okay, well, it's super exciting to talk about because we started talking about expansion as soon as we finished our south building, and that was in 2015. So pretty much when we opened the doors, we were full. So we knew we needed some more indoor space because we were steadily growing and still steadily growing to this day. There's something for everybody in between all those ages, including special programs for wheelchair participants, kids with special needs, and kids with low income that can come and experience tennis. So all the facets in between we are able to service. 27 courts is just like such a great accomplishment, especially for a public park. So to be able to host a tournament and still be able to carry on some of our programs like you see today with the teaching, it's been phenomenal for us just to be able to have the big events, bring people in, and still serve the Tulsa community.
You've been recognized. Your organization, how you run this has been recognized. Tell us a little bit about the recognition for this facility and you in the last year or two, because I know it's continuous.
Yeah, well, we are proud to say we raked up a lot of awards for the facility. In 2018, we were the national USTA feature facility, which was really cool. But this year, after we opened this North Courts, we are now the Oklahoma Facility of the Year. So pretty big honor for us this year to be able to get this our first year open, and it just kind of shows that the people of Oklahoma are appreciative and recognize what's going on here and understand the whole key to it all.
Well, thank you very much. It's been my pleasure to work with you ever since 2022, and my predecessors, Ron Peters, you mentioned Fred Perry. They were passionate about tennis, and they had a big role in beginning this process, and I'm just glad I've been able to be a part of it in the last couple of years. So thank you very much for what you do.
And thank you to you too.
All right, appreciate
you.
it.
Transparency is very important to you as well with county government and what you do to let the citizens know what we're all doing to help them out.
Our commitment to transparency is also married into being aggressive and being available. And transparency is something that we've worked on the last year with government, transparency and efficiency with making sure our meetings are on the process of being public and being online and available and streaming live. So it's important for the people to see their government in action. And so that's a big thing. I think some of the things that we've enhanced with you being on board to having more accessibility and more regular interaction with the media in radio as well as television. But as far as HOAs, that's another important thing that I was an HOA board member at one time, and I understand that that's really about as local as government can get. And so we're committed to trying to work with HOAs and go to the people where they are, where they meet. And I think it's an effective way for us to tell them and explain the story of county government, the level of services and the kind of services that we provide, and also get back and forth, real time, right there, face-to-face questions, and it keeps us more on our toes, in touch with the citizens and knowing what's important to them. And so I think it's a combination of a lot of things, being accessible online, but also being accessible in person. So that's why I'm committed to doing that, and hope we can do a lot more of those.
Well, Commissioner, I really appreciate you sitting down, or rather standing up today to talk to me about your district and what's going on around Tulsa County. So thank you for doing that. And for those watching, if you're not already currently following us on Instagram and Facebook and all of our social media channels, we encourage those who are watching this segment to please follow us. Anything else you want to add at the end?
Well, thank you for coming down to District 3 in God's country. Come again.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And again, until next time, make sure you stay connected, Tulsa County.